everybody. Welcome to Fridays with Sue and Steph. And well, first of all, we're going to start with our new system that I'm sure everybody is just dying to hear. So, our new feature that we started, I think, 2 weeks ago is, just, how every day has all these things around it. And you're like, who knew that June 24th was Take Your Dog to Work Day? But apparently it is. So, my dog is, just bit me. My dog is 6 pounds, so I get to share her. This is Riley, and Stephanie's dog.
It was like 6 and then at a 5. This is last night.
That's a 65-pound dog who's went to work with each of us because we work from home. But hopefully your businesses knew that today was Bring Your Dog to Work Day, and they let you bring your dog to work, because what could be more fun?
Yeah.
I think some of my kids worked at places that let you bring your dog every day and then switch jobs. And I think like you might not want to take that next job that doesn't let you bring your dog to work. Like, yeah.
Totally. Especially if your dog are so used to it.
Yeah. Okay. What's your recommendation for this week?
Okay. This is a good one. All right. So old-fashioned oats. This is just Target brand. Okay. So I always see these like crazy videos of people like prepping their meals for the week and all this stuff. That never worked for me. So, but what I do with these things is I take mason jars and I do like 2 tablespoons of those. You add whatever fruit you want, a little bit of honey. You can add a couple chocolate chips if you like something sweet. And then you pour milk over it so it's like kind of just covering everything. And you put them in the fridge for overnight. And then the next day you have breakfast. So I do like 4 or 5 at a time. So you can just grab them in the morning.
And
It's so good.
You're not sick of them. You have them every day.
I'm not sick of them because I don't have them up every day because I have another person in the house who likes it. So,
share.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So my recommendation, surprisingly for me, is Top Gun. It was such a good movie, And my husband watched the first one again, and he enjoyed it even more because there's so many references to the first one. So if you're going to go see it, if you haven't already, watch the first movie before you go. I knew some of the references just because I remembered them, but really well done. Okay, let's move into our topic. So our topic is, what did we think it was going to be like to raise teenagers? And what was it really like? Like, how did we were such good parents before we had kids. I think we were even better parents before we had teenagers. So, yeah, what's yours?
Okay. So mine is, I came up with this analogy because we're so good at like analogies. And what did we do last week? Sayings and right. So I was thinking, I guess I thought that we would all kind of be like rowing the boat together, like at the same time. I thought we'd like always be spending time together, like all 5 of us doing a thing. Like I had zero clue how fragmented those years were going to be and busy with people running in other directions. Like zero clue.
That's a good one. Like I don't know that I got that far in my thinking, but it's such a true one that, family dinner, if you valued it, you can't even have it anymore because someone's got a game and someone's got to practice and someone's in a play.
Hard.
Yeah, really hard. So mine was laughable. I ran a very organized house. And so I thought adolescence would be more of me being in control.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
And it's so laughable. Like, first thing we should be told when our kids enter adolescence is it is fleeting, that feeling of being in charge. And having them say, no problem, I'm happy to do everything you asked me to do.
Yeah.
When did you learn? I can really remember when I knew that I had been fooling myself. And that was the day my oldest daughter got her license.
Oh, that's a good one.
I saw all control. Like the only power I had was to threaten taking away the keys, which felt really gross, like really like wielding this unnatural power over her,
Yeah. I feel like Mine was more about, I don't know, like we would be trying to, I think plan, this is where it hit me in the face. We were trying to plan maybe a summer family vacation, family meet, like my sister and her kids and my parents, and trying to come up with like dates. And I'm like, how could nothing work? I remember having that thought, like,
You need a doodle, right? Like you needed a doodle for the family to see. Was there an hour you could all be together?
I remember thinking how ridiculous it was. And I was the one. It was my right. It was coming from my family. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so do you have another one?
Okay, yeah. I did think, I feel like we've talked about this before, but I also thought there'd be more time. It's kind of the flip of it. Like, I guess I pictured us spending more time in the house together doing the same activity too, right? That we would all be sitting around doing the puzzle, because what else would we be doing? So ridiculous.
Well,
It's so ridiculous.
It is, but because we didn't do stuff on Friday nights and Saturdays. We had Friday nights and Saturdays of lots of puzzles and games, and we were like a throwback to another time for those 25 hours, and then it disappeared. But that was a surprise little gift there.
Yeah, I remember going, I think I must have walked over to your house one Saturday. We must have arranged for me to come over. Something must have been going on. And you said, well, if you want to stop by tomorrow, and we were going to chat about something. And I remember walking to your house, and there were a bunch of kids sitting around doing a puzzle. And I was like, and it was really quiet. Kids were younger and louder. And I was like, oh, this is really peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah. I would pick 25 hours, 24 hours any day of the week and do it with your family, because it is a gift. It's easier to do when there's a belief system around it and it doesn't feel
right.
It doesn't feel negotiable every week. But
right.
Yeah, so the thing that I thought about myself as a parent, because I loved kids from the time I was little. Like I was the one who ran and grabbed a baby, still do. I was the one who took the kids outside to play with them. I always loved kids. So I just knew that I was going to be that calm, smiley, loving, never raising my voice, and none of that feeling of rage. Never. Like I've seen that in people. That was not going to be me. Right. And failed at that. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't give myself an F. I think I was more of that than I was of the rage and the impatience, but I definitely get a C. I don't get anywhere near an A.
Yeah, I would say my average was a C. I got better with time. So right. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. It's I was just saying this to somebody recently who was talking about his daughter that she would be driving next summer, and we were making jokes. One of my friends always says, like, we should all be teaching each other's kids, because if I were teaching one of your kids, I'm not thinking, oh my God, and her room's a mess and she never did this and did it. So anything like it pulls on you emotionally. If I were teaching one of your kids to drive, I'd be like, oh, you might want to watch that. Like you got a little close there. Or you you just have a different calm when it's not your own. But all the emotions that come with that lead up to the screaming and
Well, I think it ties into, for me, with this sense that I was going to be in charge. And then as I had to let go of that, which took too long, then I was mad. I was mad, like, and actually this just came up yesterday in an interview that Eka and I did with this wonderful woman, Dr. Cam. If you haven't seen it, it was about the defiant child. The Defiant Teen, and it was so good. It's on our Facebook page. It's pinned. It was so good. She, as someone wrote in the comments, Dr. Cam is an excellent therapist. Like just really, really good idea. So Eka and I were talking about, we both like to have control, and both of us were talking to Dr. Cam about how the worst moments in parenting, ironically for both of us, was when we thought we had covered all the parameters, like all the safety factors to make sure that this was going to work, and then it blew up. So like if you took a family day trip or something and you had all the food that everyone needed, and you anticipated tired here, so you had rest time scheduled in, and you knew your family and you knew what everyone needed, and yet it still blew up. And that is those moments of like really being mindful beforehand of planning something that had no holes in it. Like there was no way this wasn't going to be perfect. And yet, we couldn't account for human nature. So that's probably when I got the angriest, because I felt like I had prepared as good as anyone could prepare, and I still didn't do well on the test, like you get so mad. I did everything I could do.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Right. I mean, that is a metaphor. Like, no matter what you do, there is.
Yeah, there's just humans. Humans in this story. There's no accounting for humans. All right. Do you have
That's the takeaway for today?
Yeah. Do you have any last thing?
No, I think that summed it up.
All right. Well, we have had glorious weather, really blue skies, birds chirping. It's just been so lovely. I hope I didn't just jinx it, but hope everyone has a weekend like that. And we will not see you next Friday. I will be well, you might see Stephanie. I don't know if she's going to get on, but I will be on an airplane flying home. So have a great week, everybody. Thanks for coming.